Welcome. I'd just like to briefly go over the subject choices available at Box Hill Senior, starting at VCE, working back to Year 10. First of all, the Education Department has a very comprehensive website at that address there, which covers all the details of all VCE subjects and all VET subjects. Now, the VET subjects are the more vocational or job-orientated practical subjects, so you can see details of every subject offered in the state at that web address. If you jump to our school web address at Box Hill Senior Secondary College and click on the Curriculum tab, we've tried to summarise a lot of that information. Now, we don't offer all the subjects that's on the department website, but we offer quite a range. Well, we'll quickly have a look at some example choices starting at Year 12. Now, to get your VCE certificate, you need to pass in a minimum of 4 Year 12 subjects and a minimum of 4 Year 11 subjects. Now, one of those subjects has to be an English unit or its equivalent, which the equivalents are English as an additional language, which is what the international students do, literature or English language. Now, we recommend the kids do 5 subjects, and some students opt to do 6, and then in rare circumstances, some opt to do 7 subjects, which is quite a bit of work. At Year 11, we recommend the students do 5 subjects, although the students can opt to do 6 subjects if they want. Now, when choosing a Year 12 course, you need to take into account that some subjects require the Year 11 prerequisite, like Maths Methods. To do Year 12 Maths Methods, you need to have done Year 11 Maths Methods. Chemistry is another example where you need to have done the Year 11 chemistry. But there are a range of subjects, for example, business management, that you don't need to have done that subject at Year 11. Although, as a general rule, you would want to study the subject at Year 11 that you do in Year 12 because it just gives you extra groundwork, so you're going to have much more of a chance of getting a good result. Now, in terms of the external exams, what the external exams are used for is for university rankings primarily. And the way that works is the universities take your exam score or your external assessment score plus your school-based assessment score, and you're ranked against every other student in the state. And that ranking is called an ATAR score. So they use the first 4 subjects, and then if you've done a 5th, they take 10% of the 5th. If you've done a 6th, they take 10%, add 10% of the 6th, and if you've done 7, they add 10% of the 7th. So you have to ask yourself, is that 10% extra, which is not a great deal, worth the extra amount of time that you have to put into the subject? Now, there are some other complicated rules too. For example, some of the VET subjects, you don't have to sit an external exam, and VET Fashion is an example of that. But if you do VET Fashion, you will get an extra 10% for the average of your first 4 subjects. So that's a little bit of a twist, and what it's there for is so that the students studying the more practical subjects aren't disadvantaged. Another example of that is building construction. So you can do building construction as your 5th subject, and even though building construction you don't have to sit an external exam, what will happen is your first 4 subjects will be averaged and you'll get 10%, an extra 10% for that. Now, we also offer an alternative certificate Year 12 called the Vcal Certificate, which is the Victorian Certificate of Applied Learning. And to get that certificate, you need to complete Vcal Literacy, Vcal Personal Development, which are school-based subjects. They're assessed within the school. In addition to that, you need a Year 11 and Year 12 sequence in one of the VET subjects. The common VET subjects are fashion, building, electrical, community services, equine studies, hospitality. There's a whole range of others. The last thing you need is a pass in at least 1 unit of VCE Maths. Now, the easiest maths is Foundation Maths, so that can be completed in Year 11. So often at Year 12, the VCal students are only doing 3 subjects, and that means what we do at Box Hill is we give them Wednesday and or Friday off to do work experience. Lastly, the trades program focuses on a particular trade. They're the trades at our school, although there are trades outside of the college called external subjects that some of the students choose. Now, if you do a trades program, you can opt to get your VCE, or you can opt to get your Vcal. You can choose one or the other. So it's a good idea to think about that before you get to year 12. At year 10, you need to do 7 subjects. The first 4 are compulsory units. You have to do an English unit, a maths unit, a science and humanities. And then you get 3 electives. If you're choosing the sports program, then sport's going to be one of those electives. And then the other 2 can be a range of choices, which I'll just show you in a minute. Now, the only anomaly there is some of the students do an intensive or a full tennis program, and the full tennis program will cover 2 electives. Now, some examples of subjects. You'll be given access to a website that will have drop-down lists for you to choose subjects that look something like this. Make sure you choose the right year level. So each year level is clearly labelled. So we've got our year 12 subjects. I've got the code, although the code's not really relevant to you at the moment, but I've got the code there as well. So as you scroll down, you'll see 11 subjects, and as we scroll down further, I've got the year 10 subjects. Now, we are encouraging year 10 students to do at least one year 11 subject. Hopefully you can see through this presentation that if you've completed a year 1 or 2 year 11 subjects before you get to year 11, you can start a year 12 subject in year 11, and it just makes your life easier. So in each of these options here, year 10 students will be given options to choose year 11 subjects if you want. Now, as I said, we recommend you do at least 1. Some students are doing 2, and in rare circumstances, some students can do 3. So that gives you quite a kickstart to your VCE program. Okay, you'll be sent a link to go to a Google form where you can choose the subjects. Just make sure you press the submit button. I'll collate all those choices, and best of luck. Thank you.